Good morning and welcome to the 445 Productive Through Joy show with your host and your boy, Dr. Michael Datcher. The show airs each weekday morning, hella early AF at 4:45 a.m. here on YouTube's Michael Datcher channel, then 4:45 p.m. on Facebook Live. Guys, today we're talking about big dreams, doing big dreams, doing big things with big dreams. So thanks for joining us today. If you are new, you can go to productivethroughjoy.com to see about us. We speak to groups, schools, and organizations about being productive through joy. Really pretty amazing series of great workshops and programs that I think will serve you and your organization. So holla and we'll holla back. I should also say a few words about myself. For those of you who are new, this is your host and your boy, Dr. Michael Datcher, author of the New York Times bestseller Raising Princes, author of the acclaimed historical novel Americas, author of the Pulitzer Prize nominated Animating Black and Brown Liberation, a theory of American literatures. I'm the board president of the great nonprofit here in LA's Crenshaw District called The World Stage. What else should I say? Oh, my educational background is UC Berkeley. As an undergrad, my master's from UCLA and my PhD in English Lit from the University of California at Riverside. Guys, I'm an expert at being productive, all right? I don't say that to brag or boast. I say it because people are almost always surprised to hear of that level of productivity when they hear about my crazy, ridiculous background. I am the product of a young sister who was sexually assaulted in a terrible situation at age 16, gave birth to me at 17, and subsequently gave me up for adoption, gave birth to me at age 17, and subsequently gave me up for adoption to an amazing single divorcee when I was a month old. So at the time, no biological father, no adopted father. Listen, difficult times for the young MD, yet his cool Modi famously said, "How you like me now?" Right? And if I can be this productive and be so through joy, we know many people can in their own way, in their own lane, be productive, right? Even as we fight aggressively against systemic obstacles like racism, misogyny, homophobia, etc., we still can go big. So that is what really inspires this show, because I personally know it's not where you're from, it's where you're about to go. So let's go. Let's dive into the topic today. Today we're talking about big dreams. Wow, like many of us, as a start of the show sidebar, I just watched another video. I'm trying to balance my video watching of the various abuses of the police against and on black citizens, against and on black bodies. I have to watch those because it's good to just be reminded, you know. But at the same time, I have to, and I encourage all of us to do, as Kevin Powell said today in one of his posts, be on that self-care tip, because this stuff, this material can really break you down. It's depressing. But just reminded, so many of us just want to live and raise our kids and, be healthy and pursue our own dreams. And so often the state, the police in particular, those who are threatened by black excellence. I mean, I've got so many terrible stories. I know other people do too. If you're a black professional or you're black in America, you've got stories. And so I was thinking about that today, this morning, early in the morning, preparing for this show, just thinking about dreams, how difficult it is to maintain your dreams when you're facing so many obstacles, so many people aggressively trying to take you out at various levels. So point one is that you want to, whatever is going on, you want to always be thinking about holding on to pursuing a dream. It was all a dream, as Biggie said. All right, which goes right into point two. How do you do that in the face of systemic racism, in the face of aggressive anti-blackness, in the face of just the ridiculousness that we are seeing around the world today vis-a-vis black people, if you're black especially? But as a sidebar, which is why I'm encouraged that so many white people are standing up finally and being able to proclaim Black Lives Matter, because listen, when black people, when one group is oppressed and you don't do anything about it, you're also oppressed, because eventually they're going to come for you. That's just what it is. You cannot let people around you be oppressed in your sight. You have to do something, right? And so point two is that, well, how do you dream in such kind of depressing times, actually? Um, you have to do the work. You don't have to. We encourage you to do the internal work, the day-to-day work. I mean, just to prepare. If you know this show, we talk a great deal about building the internal infrastructure through meditation, yoga, working out, service, various ways, right? Uh, because that allows you to take care of yourself enough to be focused on other people. Because I know when I'm not doing those things, I'm just trying to survive. And having the skill set that is inclusive of survival is important, because you can't do work if you don't survive. But you don't want to stay in survive mode most of the time. You want to be in thrive mode. And so, but that work of ritualized, as we say on this show, uh, building of the internal self that you may go about doing what needs to be done, allows you to be outward focused, which goes right into point 3. One of the major ways to dream big for yourself is to connect your dream with the dream of others by being able to service other people's dreams. Like if you have kids, and if you have people you care about, you have an intimate partner, you have a community that you care about. It's so important. I'm a little emotional right now thinking about that. I mean, I know my own struggles, what I've been through, crazy stuff I've encountered as a black man in America. And life is, in my experience, life is challenging for everybody, white, black, Puerto Rican, men and women. And it doesn't need to be a discussion of is what people call the oppression Olympics. My oppression is greater than yours. Everyone's life is pretty challenging, right? And other people and different people go through different types of challenges. It doesn't minimize anyone else's challenge, because life is challenging, as it is for everyone. And so as a result, when you are about service to other people, even as you're going through your own situations, it reminds you that we are all connected, even amidst credible anti-blackness, credible systemic racism and oppression. We still want to be able to see the humanity in all people, including those who are oppressive, right? It doesn't mean that we need to forgive them, frankly, or not acknowledge what they're doing, but still, let's not become like the oppressor and demonize someone's humanity. That does not serve us. That makes us less. So that's the hard part. That's why I need to meditate. I'll end with this little practical note. So every morning when I'm meditating, I say aloud, I chant and visualize, meditate on folks basically who've done a play or wrong, and I just remind myself that they are also a part of the one, of what I call the one love. I'm not sure if this is forgiveness, but it's just acknowledging that they are fully human. They are born of the Spirit. They are inside them, in it somewhere inside of them. Some maybe a very small bit of them, but they are the same as me, right? They may not be as connected to their what I would call their godliness or their spirit, but that spirit is still inside of them. And so for me, it's good to every day to acknowledge them, because that way I'm not holding on to the wrongdoing that I've experienced. Because you don't want to do that. That just, it doesn't serve you. It doesn't mean that we need to even forgive them, frankly. Although I think it's a good place to get, but that's a longer project, at least for me. It's more about acknowledging their humanity, so that we, can be in that space and not become like them. Because oftentimes those who do us wrong aren't acknowledging our full humanity, right? They're not really in touch with their own humanity. So that's what I do as a practical thing every day. I just acknowledge the humanity of those who've done me wrong. Let me tell you, that's a challenging practice. And at times I can barely get the words out of my mouth. So, but I give you that little example to say that this takes work. This is simple. It's kind of a simple process to engage in this dream big work, because that allows you to free yourself to dream big. That's what I'm saying. When you are immersed in like revenge and all those things, it gets you off track from dreaming big and manifesting big, right? So the work of dreaming big, it begins inside. So boom, goes the dynamite. That's all we have for today's show. We'll see you guys when this afternoon at 4:45 p.m. Until then, let's talk about it and be about it. Deuces and out.